right, I open the door to Duane's dressing room, and that's when I see Duane and having with Will.
Right, I open the entryway to Duane changing area, and that is the point at which I see Duane. And having with will allow me to deal with that briefly. There was a lounge chair, and Will was twisted around on the love seat. And Duane was standing up as, yet attempting to sort out among us, better believe it, how to be an organization right. And concerning how would we present that to individuals you realize Will Smith has been going through it briefly yet. It's going to deteriorate on the grounds that Jada just emerged to uncover him for being gay. His previous colleague just emerged to drop the sensation news about how might used to have a gay illicit relationship with entertainer Duane Martin. Yet what truly sent the web into a twist was Jada's affirmation, since she just affirmed the news and completely tossed Will under the bus. Has Will truly been involving her as a facial hair growth new meeting with Will Smith's previous individual collaborator, and quite possibly of his dearest companion, this man emerged and said that Will is truly a gay oak. So reports about Will being hush are precisely new news they've been getting out and about for north of 25 years. And it's like individuals can't get enough of the disclosure. What truly got individuals discussing Will being on the DL was his tight manly relationship with Diddy. The undisputed lord of DL men in Hollywood. Diddy has been the tea of the town for a long time, with huge names like Wendy Williams' 50 Penny Show, and the game alternating to let the cat out of the bag on him. The fascinating part about this is that one of Diddy's previous protectors, Gene, even emerged to uncover that he used to go with Diddy and Will Smith to gay gatherings. You told me before that you was at a party before that they joined in, and you said the party was strange. Educate me concerning that. I surmise that that is what Tupac was referring to, the Illuminati. It resembles V. Fox was with this large gay man. He was 69. They called out to him 69. He had a red hair with monstrous goods, and realize he was GM over what is happening here. It's simply a ton of parcel of unusual man. At first, this could appear to be marvelous, yet when you require one moment to deal with, it's not so wild, as you would naturally suspect. Diddy's been at the center of attention for some eyebrow-raising minutes. And it's for Will very much, we should say, the tattle grapevine was on reserve, trusting that the juiciest second will spill the tea and Jane dropped a bomb. It's like every other person couldn't quit discussing it. Alexis Parched bounced on the train and uncovered that Will's most memorable union with Sherry Zampino finished on the grounds that Sherry got him in bed with a man. Alexis composed when Jada emerges as gay and her facial hair spouse concedes his most memorable marriage finished when she strolled in on him adjusting his friendly benefactor Benny Medina. Then I will pay attention to them, she being his most memorable. Why taken care of quiet currently? I will require you all to remember this, cause we will return again to it in a second. Continuing on, Alexis wasn't the main individual who came out in light of the fact that in a tirade against Jada, Trisha Paytas called Will out for supposedly compelling her male artists to lay down with him. What about stress over your bamboozling husband? My male artists, you know, when they would have rather not. What about discuss that yet? That is not all, since Panther Wright additionally emerged to spill the tea on how might has illicit relationships with numerous more youthful men in the business. She asserted that he claims to coach the men. Yet, however, at that point, he purportedly compels them into a relationship that leaves them damaged, shouting to move away from them in their mentorship. Submissive Plants Basher Dim went out shouting August, the one in particular that remained. And I surmise he was truly wiped out. He expected to help. Now the murmurs regarding Will Smith's heartfelt capers have been drifting near, yet things got super hot as of late with new tales recommending that Will and his Paul Martin could have taken their fellowship to an unheard of level, like Mystery Sweethearts level. I realize it seems like application PL2 is from a Hollywood blockbuster, yet hold on for me on the off chance that you draw an obvious conclusion and toss in some insider intel, particularly from Duane's ex Tisha Campbell, It begins appearing to be legit Tisha's not modest about sharing that there could have been a few in the background hanky-panky among Will and Duane. Now recall when Alexis Arquette let the cat out of the bag about Will's most memorable marriage separating due to some DL Showell. I can't verify or refute that Duane was the secret man. Yet what we can be sure of is that Duane was answerable for acquainting Jada with Will Clumpwind. Will was as yet hitched to Cherie at the time. Duane, being the matchmaking brains, he was chosen to split the marriage up to said Will, and Jada up hang on it. Gets considerably juicier. Turns out Danon wasn't a freshman in the marriage separation game Lisa race. Fabricate the tad that he likewise contributed to finishing her marriage. Lisa uncovered that she had acquainted Danon with her better half at that point. Yet he went despite her good faith to acquaint her better half with various ladies and urged him to betray Lisa. And when I presented them, that was perhaps of the most horrendously awful thing I ever never died in that relationship. I lost my significant other to Duane Martin, and they turned out to be preferred companions over what me and my significant other did. And I was unable to comprehend that with acquainting my significant other with various ladies that we truly knew as companions and partners. Kid, this person was the opposite Cupid, or something. Anywho, Danon sees the second to get his young lady Jada Pinkett when things hit the stones with Tisha because of Will going behind her back with all kinds of people goodness. And did you all hear the bits of hearsay about how you likely went behind Cherie's back with Jada too? Now Jada has been denying this for a really long time, yet no one accepts her after Jada and Will got hitched Duane. And Will got their manly relationship going. These two turned into a definitive unique pair, hitting up each spot and doing everything together, going on excursions and occasions alone. Despite the fact that they were both hitched, this overburdened Will's union with Jada that there were reports that Jada was thinking about divorce. As per insiders, Will invests essentially more energy with Duane than he does with Jada and the children. And as time passes by, Jada is developing more agitated about it. Jada can't tolerate Willing's relationship with Duane. She feels like paraded in front of her spending time with him consistently and taking him on colorful getaways while she's sitting at home alone. I think here individuals began to think that Danon and Will could have participated in some hanky-panky on the grounds that it didn't appear to be legit that two developed men would fly all around the world together so much and disregard their wives. Like the math wasn't mathing. Lisa Beam hopped once again into the discussion and implied that Duane find out about Will's conjugal issues than he was letting on, deciding by her own involvement in him. She said I acquainted him with my ex. He got agreeable with him, and afterward betrayed me when I caught wind of him and Will. And Jada's separation. Bits of gossip I tweeted. Sounds recognizable. He truly ain't got sufficient business. Lisa's remarks energized the fire. Such a lot of that Duane's then wife Tisha Campbell needed to emerge and reject that her significant other was gay, saying, as a rule, I disregard cynicism, yet I'm worn out on the media going after the Smiths. They're an astonishing couple, and I wish individuals would quit sustaining untruths and let them be. Nevertheless, after she got separated from Dignitary, a couple of years after the fact, her tone changed, and she likewise began to allude to Will and Duane's issue, talking about the separation. She said reality generally turns out in the end, regardless of how enthusiastically anybody attempts to conceal it, lies are only a brief postponement to the unavoidable. She additionally said don't need to say a word, God uncovers all, can't refrain. That she then, at that point, said, and you're correct, they will lie till the end. The genuine kicky as individuals will quit accepting this you all pee. She put the will in all covers 2 times, better believe it. That is certainly not an occurrence currently. Snatch your popcorn on the grounds that 2012 added a fiery curve to this show, and Will verged on being uncovered by Duane himself. At the time, Duane wound up in a monetary wreck, and I'm talking poor as a joke sort of circumstance. When all else fails, compromise is unavoidable. so he chose to ask his pal Will Smith for a cash to save his home from dispossession. Yet hold up, this wasn't your commonplace, accommodating credit demand Dannon bet everything getting down to business with the interest for an astounding $1.4 million. And he took steps to let the cat out of the bag about their supposed undertaking on the off chance that Will didn't hack up the money presently. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. Dannon had nothing left to lose after his vocation took a jump, and his ledgers went dry. Will then again had a ton to lose, and he was frightened of a PR bad dream. He wasn't eager to surrender the cash, since we should confront it. $1.4 million isn't pocket change. In addition to Will was concerned that assuming news spread about his monetary salvage missing, it would prompt a PR bad dream. His group let Duane's group know this is both a PR risk and a lawful gamble for Will Smith. No PR bad dream can and will occur here. We should separate it. Will Smith, the